Welcome to a video where I can help you figure out if you need a game in 10 minutes or less. Good morning, afternoon, and evening, everybody. My name is miahtheking, and have you ever wondered when a joke turns into a dad joke? It's when it becomes apparent. Thanks so much for clicking on this video. It means more than you could possibly understand. Today we're taking a look at a game just released on Steam called Winterburrow, a survival adventure game, which I was not expecting, where you play as a little mouse in the deep forest. Developed by Pine Creek Games and published by Noodle Cake. That's right, you heard it first here. Published by Noodle Cake. Released not in early access and selling for 20 bucks. So what even is this game, and is it even worth it? Well, you play as Mouse. I have no idea what his or her name is, no idea if it's a he or a she, because the game didn't tell me, though I suppose it's possible I forgot, but I don't think I did. Anyway, you and your family lived in a tree, then moved to a city, then you moved back to that tree, then some stuff happens and you need to go on an adventure to find your family. That's the basics I can give you without any spoilers. So let's move on to the good and the bad, shall we? So the first positive point, because we always start off with the positives, is I like the graphical design. I love the art style here, and I love the attention to detail, as well as the other quality of the graphics. Decent shadows, color choices, contrast, and like I mentioned, the attention to detail. Overall, it looks great both when you're actually playing and in the storytelling parts that are like storybook scenes. Overall, I actually really like the idea of this game and this kind of art style and this game's art style. That's what I'm trying to say here. I keep messing up my lines, but I'm keeping this in because I think it might be funny. Anyway, I like the art style because it makes the game feel a bit grittier and darker, which for a game like this, I actually really like the idea of. Next up is the sound design. They've only got partial voice acting, but that's fine with this price tag, and then they've got some decent sound effects and great ambiance. Now the ambiance, that ambiance is amazing. I just want to point that out. The noises happening around you constantly, like the world you're in, it's just great and thematic. The sound effects are pretty good, actually, as well. Better than I thought they would be, and that music is just so damn annoying. It just seems so out of place. This game is darker than that music implies. Don't get me wrong, the music isn't awful or anything, and the game's not that dark, but it just doesn't fit as and it also feels really abrasive. Like, I don't know, maybe that's just me, but the music felt off to me. Next up for the positives is the stability. Now, for the most part, the game was pretty stable. No frame rate drops, no crashing, no freezing or clipping or anything like that, no getting stuck, nothing like that. However, I did run into this weird bug. You seeing this? This right here. Yeah, that right there. Yeah, it's not supposed to be there. It just won't go away. And it's blocking me from reading the text descriptors of items. But, you know, I thought to myself, well, I can still kind of read it, so it's fine. Maybe it'll go away later. But no! Instead it came back with a vengeance and doubled down! Now it's not even funny anymore. Now it's blocking far more, and now I can't read shit. So yeah, this bug was slightly frustrating, and the only way to get it to go away was to restart the game. But still, not really game-breaking when you think about it, just annoying. Next up for the positives is the writing. The writing quality is actually kind of good here. So, you know, it is lacking in originality or creativity, as it's pretty much the same kind of stuff, the same kind of ideas that we've already seen done 1,000 times before in other games, without really doing anything all that creative. However, the quality is good, and it's there, and it's at least engaging enough to want to actually make you push through the story. So I got to give that to them. But that's all I got to say positively about the game. Now we got to move on to the negatives. But before that, consider showing my channel some support. Like this video and comment this video to help it get more attention. Subscribe to the channel to help my channel get more attention. And hit that notification button just so I can help you save time and money in the future, alright? Alright. Now we gotta go into the negatives. The first negative, for me at least, was the gameplay. Personally, I just didn't like it. Don't get me wrong, it's not designed poorly or anything. In fact, its overall design is actually fairly decent in terms of quality. It's just the style of gameplay and that they went with, and some of its factors that I simply don't really enjoy, and I've got my own critiques about. The combat, for instance, is insanely bland and boring, as well as easy. Not sure if you're even supposed to be doing combat, because they offer a lot of hidey holes for you and don't give you any weapons. They give you a very tiny-ass little backpack, which can barely store shit, and you won't get a better one until you're about 2 hours in, so enjoy dealing with that nonsense. Then you've got the cold to deal with. Now, despite getting warmer clothes and eating food that's designed to help keep me warm and whatnot, I still couldn't travel around for very long without dying. And the biggest issues is the campfire placements. You see, there are campfires set up randomly throughout the forest that you can use to stay warm, but there are two fatal flaws with this idea. The first is that you can only craft kindling, which you need to start these fires, at your home way back at the beginning of the game. At the very beginning of your journey is the only place that I was able to find where you can craft kindling. So if you run out, you're screwed. And number two, there are no fireplaces anywhere. This is me. This is me running around literally forever trying to find a place to warm up as I tried to delve as deep as I could into the forest trying to follow the plot. And eventually, I just couldn't find anywhere warm and died. Know why? Because there weren't any places to go or fireplaces anywhere to get to for me to warm up at. And now my shit is lost in the middle of nowhere, leading to my next problem. There's no map, and everything looks about the same, so it's really hard to figure out your way around, which means I'm probably never going to get my stuff back because guess what? You lose it when you die. The game touts itself as a cozy game, except there's literally nothing to do in your house but craft and farm mushrooms. You can knit, and you can farm. That's it. No animations for when you sleep, no animations for when you eat, no idle animations, nothing else to do in your home in this so-called cozy game. And honestly, the gist of the gameplay is going to be this right here. This is going to be it, while you try really hard to prepare for a longer and longer trek into the forest to search for your family. However, since you're never going to find a fireplace, you're never going to get very far. Anyway, this isn't really a cozy game. It's barely even a survival game. It's mostly an adventure game where you basically have to progress to this point, do this quest for this guy to unlock this thing, so you can progress to the next guy to do his quest, so you can unlock his thing, so you can progress to the next guy, and yada yada yada, rinse and repeat over and over again. The only survival aspect in this game is the need to eat food and stay warm. They also say there's a character customizer, but changing your outfit from spring to winter clothes hardly seems like the appropriate term for character customization, yet it's all you'll get to do. After a while, you realize you don't really need to gather resources at all, honestly. Just grab what you need for the one thing you need while you're on your way to your adventure. And then when you return home, eventually, craft what you might need and move on. Honestly, I was expecting something else completely different, and I really wish I could keep going on about the things I didn't like about the gameplay, but then we'd be here all day. So I'm just going to end this negative by saying the gameplay wasn't exactly designed poorly, but it wasn't designed well either. And overall, I didn't like it. Next up for the negatives is the user interface. Now, it looks good, and it is easy to understand, but it was optimized very poorly. Controlling through it with your mouse and keyboard is a massive headache, and controlling with your mouse is just a nightmare, so don't even bother. The scroll bars are just super sensitive to the point of annoyance. The user interface also has awkward controls and whatnot, making it even harder to navigate through and manage it. It's not rocket science or anything, but it was just super annoying to manage. Oh, and there's no way to change or adjust your key bindings, by the way, so if you don't like something, then just deal with it, I guess. There's no sorting buttons for your inventory, and hell, even swapping and moving items in your inventory is awkward because they couldn't even do that smoothly. Overall, it looked good, but functioned very poorly. And last but not least is the production value, the replayability, and basically anything else about the game I didn't like. So the production value is kind of lacking, with the lack of animations for anything, the lack of overall depth in the gameplay, and since people are always asking me, what do you mean by depth? Now I'm going to start saying, well, by depth I mean, for instance, giving us stuff to do in the supposed cozy game inside our home. As well as no cutscenes, voice actors, or large events that may or may not change the gameplay or terrain or the world or anything. The replayability is exactly non-existent. Like, once you play this game once, you'll know everything you need to know, everything you need to do. There's no other path in the straightforward one, no choices or anything. So literally, it's a one and done. You play it, and then you're done forever. And honestly, I just don't understand why they put cozy. How is this a cozy game? Like, because you can sit in front of a fire and knit? So what? Actually, now that I think about it, I think they tried to just do too many things at once, and therefore you only get about 20% of what you're looking for. 20% survival mechanics, with the cold and the food, 20% cozy mechanics, knitting in front of a fireplace, 20% adventure mechanics, running from point A to point B, avoiding violent bugs or whatever, and I could just keep going. Each of them are designed with the most bare bones efforts in regards to the genre they're describing their game as, but technically it's there so they can use it. But I mean, if you were looking for an actual survival game or an actual adventure game or an actual cozy game, then you're not going to find that here, and I would recommend you look elsewhere. But let's move on to my final thoughts. All in all, for 20 bucks, listen, I know I was just ripping on it a lot, but I don't really think it's a harmful game. Hell, I don't even think you're getting ripped off. I think for what it is, what's there, and what they're asking for, it's actually not bad. I'm not going to call this a bad game, because it just isn't. But it's not a great game either. This is just an average game. This is a 5 out of a 10. Not doing anything great, not doing anything badly, so therefore it's right in the middle. An average little adventure game where you play as a mouse. That's about it. There's not a whole lot else to say. This video is more about letting you know what exactly it is you're getting into so you can make an educated decision and not jump in while expecting something else. I mean, if you end up enjoying the game, I would understand. Nothing they do here is all that bad, but also not all that great either, in my opinion. Personally, the game just isn't for me. But if you happen to enjoy it, then I'd understand. As for my recommendation, I don't have one this video, because for this one, it's up to y'all. If what you just heard and saw sounds good to you, then I hope you enjoy it. If not, then I understand. But that's all the time I got for this video, everybody. Thanks so much for watching, with a special thanks to those of you who stuck around to the end. If you have any questions or concerns, please let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you all again on my next adventure. So until then, I bid you all farewell.